Is this a paper?
Sorry, sir?
Is this the paper or a different one? Is this your paper?
Yeah, this is my paper.
So this is the same test that we need to discuss now?
Yes, sir.
No, are you sure this is the one?
Yes, sir, this is the paper.
Okay. So yeah, test 2, right? So this is your test 2, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you gone through the paper. Have you understood what all things I have written over there?
Yes, sir. I think the instructions are very clear. Only a few questions that can I ask them directly, or do you want to go through the whole paper?
Yeah, we will go through the paper also. You can ask me directly also otherwise. See, one thing that I have seen is, have you seen that you got marks like for 10 marker the minimum that you got is 3, and for 20 marker you got like 15 also.
Yes, sir.
So that means what? It's this 15 is almost like this is around 80%, right? This is 80% and this is 30%. So you can see a fluctuation of 30 to 80% in your marks. What does that mean?
Yes, sir, I understand.
So what does that mean? It's actually, yeah, it should not happen, right? That much fluctuation should not happen in the. And have you gone through that answers? You can justify that, no, that mark that you got, why 3 mark and why 15 mark. You understood the logic also.
Yes, sir. I actually wrote what I knew rather than what was asked, and I by-hearted a few concepts that I didn't understand them. So when you gave application-based questions, I could not write.
Yeah, by hurting. See, last test what I've told you is your concepts are clear. Like in the first 3 chapters, you have written very well, but this paper, what was your? I think this is not your paper. I think I've given your marks also, right? Yeah, it was actually there in my screen. It was already there. I again evaluated this. Okay, can you see this?
Yes, sir. I can see it now.
So this is what the mark I can find. 109.
Yes, sir.
And you see, the main problem is actually what I've told you. This one. The problem is your marks are ranging from 30 to 80%. Like some question, if the theory is directly asked, you are getting around 80%. So you have enough content and the structuring and everything is good. But if a question is coming indirectly, you are getting 30%. Like you can see 3 marker. 3 mark is what you're getting in 10.
Yes.
3 mark you are getting in 10 is actually very dangerous, because in 10 marker question you can go up to 8 mark and 9 mark. You can go to that level.
Okay.
60, 70%, 80%, you can easily go in case of 10 markers. So getting 3 markers a worst situation.
Okay, sir.
Okay, then the other main problem that you can see here is you have not completed the paper. You have missed around 2 question or 3 question. How many questions you missed out?
2 questions, sir.
2 questions. That means around 30 mark you missed just like that. So your focus should be on completing the paper. It doesn't matter what marks is coming. Automatically the quality will come when you start writing the answers. So next time onwards you focus on completing the paper. I've told you even before the test start also, complete the paper. That's more important. Quality will automatically come. You don't focus about handwriting. You don't focus about the content at this point of time. This is just your second test, but even then the way you're writing is so good. The way you're structuring is good. It's all looking good, but the problem is concepts. Some problems are there with the concepts. That's why indirect questions you're not able to answer.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what is that? Why you are facing that problem?
Sir, there is this whole thread that I didn't understand, sir. Starting from social facts, social actions, action systems, social systems. I by-hearted everything. I can tell you what they are, but the questions are not able to answer.
No, don't do that. Never by-heart things. You see that videos that I'm sending you. You just see that, at least the thinkers part. You see that, and you will get the complete conceptual clarity with the thinkers.
Yes, sir.
So thinkers you should do.
Yesterday I saw that Durkheim video. I was clear after that about social facts.
Yeah, social facts. You should be in a position to write the way like I'm speaking in that lecture, and that kind of clarity is required. Not only in social facts, everything. Division of labor also. You're just writing what is division of labor, but your writing looks good, but the content, that connection is not there. For example, alienation is what you need to explain more when it comes to the comparison. When it comes to division of labor, Durkheim is stressing on, individual becoming more autonomous. Individual is now free to create. That means he is free from alienation. But for Marx, division of labor is alienating. You have mentioned that, but that is actually the thread. From there only you need to develop that difference between the understanding of division of labor for Durkheim and Marx. That is a fundamental difference. That's a thread. Okay, what else? See, the problem here is this. This extreme should be avoided. You should not get the extremes. That is dangerous. This 30 to 80%, even if you are scoring 50% consistently, it is fine. There is some clarity in your concepts. But this is very dangerous. That means some of the concepts you are writing so wrong, and some, if it is directly asked, you are writing good also. So that is showing that trend that you are just by hurting, and that's not good. That will not do good for you. And this mark is considered average. See, after the first test, what I've told you is you are writing good, your concepts are good. So first 3 chapters you are writing so good because now I understood it was almost direct, right?
Yeah.
So you were able to do good, but now that problem is there. When it comes to thinkers, that problem is manifestly very clear. Okay,
Yes.
what is your doubt? Anything that you didn't understood which I have mentioned over there?
No, sir. First question is clear. The only problem is, per page there are around 130 words, sir. So if I finish 2 pages, it is coming around 250 words. So where can I cut down? I mean, I think you have told that I need to add, in the first question itself, you said that I needed to add explaining the type of authority for explaining the
Yeah, see, there are some other irrelevant content here that is not required, but that when you're just talking about this part, I've mentioned about this part, right? This one, authority, at least one, not all. Write example from any 3 types. Either authority, you can write the ideal types, or you can talk about Protestant ethic and capitalism, or you can talk about the easiest one, social action, right? So you can write about any of the ideal type, and then you can make it clear. So because now one more problem that is mentioned, that is understood here is ideal types are not realities in themselves, but together they express the reality. That is actually the ideal concept of the real concept of ideal type. So when you're talking about that, you can mention about social action, the ideal types, and you can say actual action can be compared with these ideal types. So with that, the answer is complete and everything is conveyed. Writing all these things, you are not able to convey exactly what is ideal type. Okay, something is there, theoretical aspect is there, whatever you have studied, it is coming. Okay?
Yes.
So that is why I have told you to. So this is the spelling mistakes, bought, then not theory of interpretivism, it is interpretive perspective. Use those words very clearly. Okay?
Yes.
Okay. The ideal type, I don't think any explanation required. We have already. Okay. Then class. Here there is a problem. See, you can firstly you need to draw this diagram to explain this class polarization. It is not pauperization, it is polarization.
Proletization or polarization?
Polarization. Class polarized into 2 categories. This is class polarization. The entire process is polarization. This is bourgeoisization. This is proletarianization.
Okay.
So entire process is class polarization. You have written something pauperization. I didn't understood what is that.
I think it was there in my notes, sir. I think it was another word for proletization.
No, that is proletarianism.
End up being, yeah.
That is proletarianization, maybe pauperization, maybe proletarianization, but in this context you need to write polarization, because the 2 groups will be subsumed into any of the either to this or to this. This entire process is polarization. This entire process is polarization. This process is bourgeoisization. This process is proletarianization. So only this part is pauperization or proletarianization.
Yes, sir. It was a wrong choice of word.
Yeah, that is wrong. And then your concept of false consciousness also. It is not necessary that class 4 itself is always true consciousness. Class 4 itself can also be based on false consciousness. For example, when we talk about ancient mode of production, when the mature condition exists, the slaves revolt, right?
Yeah.
That means they are aware of their common problem. So there is a class for itself there also, but their revolt, that is based on false consciousness. Then again in feudal mode of production also their revolt, but that is based on false consciousness. But there is a togetherness, that is also class 4 itself. But The class for itself, which is based on true consciousness, will come in capitalism. You got it? You got it?
Yes, sir.
So consciousness.
My understanding was wrong. I thought class in itself was false consciousness and class for itself.
No. That's not the case. Class in itself means there is no consciousness. Class in itself is objective criteria, objective understanding of class. Just your position in the production process. So when you're that is exactly the definition of class. When you're talking about class in itself, that is a definition. That is an objective criteria.
Okay, sir.
Class for itself means that when that particular community, when that class develops some consciousness, it can be true, it can be false, and that can be seen in ancient mode, develop consciousness. So, but that is false, and in feudal also that is false. But in those two also, class for itself is there. In capitalism is also class for itself, but it is based on appropriate system of ideology, proper organization, proper leadership, then true consciousness, and they were able to change the situation for themselves. Okay, now this when this question is asked, you need to write this. This is the main. This diagram has to be there, and the opposite, that criticism, that this diagram also should be there, right? You understood now? This diagram, Weber concept of class. Middle class is getting widened, or you can talk about hexagonal shape also. This also, middle class is getting widened.
I think this was missing in my material. I'll add. Thank you.
Yeah. Now moving equilibrium, this is the better diagram that you can write, because you can show the feedback and everything. Here that feedback is not shown. So here, like this is social institution, this is fulfilling needs and bringing equilibrium, and if there is any disturbance, you can give a feedback. So if you can make this diagram horizontally, you can save some space also.
Okay, sir. I'll change it. Thank you.
Yeah, then here you have explained in terms of banks and all. Rather than using this, you can use family, religion, etc. as the social institutions, or these social institutions you can use.
Okay, sir.
Okay, for example, family is adapting itself with the modern society. Earlier it was joint family, then industrialization came, it was nuclear family to suit the conditions, and then now live-in relation or single parent family. All these are adapting itself.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so religion also, family also, anything better to write that social institutions. Then early sociologists, okay, you can say they are early, but better the understanding in sociology is these two are early sociologists.
Okay, sir.
So actually Durkheim is considered as the father of modern sociology. Father of sociology is Auguste Comte. Father of modern sociology, Weber and Durkheim. So can we say early sociologists? No, this is not a better choice of word.
Okay.
You need to be careful in those words used, okay? And then I haven't seen definition of, what is missing is this definition part in most of the cases missing, because if Durkheim's theory, if you see, most importantly he focused on what? Firstly definition, then cause, then function, then abnormalities. So
the structure was missing. I was directly trying to address the question.
No.
That was bad. I should have mentioned religion and then gone to propane and mundane things.
Yes, yeah. And this concept of paradigm was given by Merton, not Durkheim, okay? You can say functionalist perspective.
Yes, sir. I thought they were interchangeable.
No. Functionalist perspective and functional paradigm. Functional paradigm is an entirely different context when it comes to Merton.
Okay, sir.
The actual reason for division of labor is actually the struggle for existence in the present occupation. Okay? And you can show this diagram also. Mechanical solidarity is coming down with time. Organic solidarity is increasing. Okay?
Okay, sir. Sir, one question.
Tell me.
To get at least 50% in the above answer for organic and mechanical solidarity, so if I draw the diagram and explain about the repressive laws, will that be sufficient or more is required?
See, what you have written is not enough at all. You need to talk about, when we talk about organic and mechanical solidarity, the way I'll just tell you the way you need to write this answer. You can just start with Durkheim. They gave this concept in his theory of division of labor. So first line should be like that. he gave this concept of organic and mechanical solidarity in his theory of division of labor. And then you can say for understanding the cause of division of labor, he developed the concept of a traditional society which is based on mechanical solidarity, and that society is based on, you can write the characteristics like based on norms and values, people conform to norms and values, society was repressive and people are alike, people are performing the same functions, and all these things you can write, and mechanical solidarity. And then you need to say, to explain the function, he talked about a modern society which is based on organic solidarity, where everybody is working and everybody is heterogeneous, but people are together, interdependent in terms of division of labor, and that division of labor is creating the interdependence, and which is functional. So you are basically talking about not only mechanical and organic solidarity, his theory, Durkheim's concepts, cause, function, everything is mentioned over there. And that will give you a better... See, if the question is asked even about mechanical and organic solidarity, you need to write all those things. Then you will fetch mark. If that is the way you are writing, you will definitely get 7 to 8 mark.
Okay, sir.
And then you need to show this diagram also. With that it will be complete. So see, there is only small change required to convert this 3 to 8. It is very simple. And everything you know, the way you write is what matters. And I'm sure that you will improve after writing the test. And for that only you are writing the test anyway, you will improve that. No problem. But concepts, you should be in a position to link the concept. At least my thinkers videos you have to watch. That concepts are very clear in that. My strong area is actually thinkers, so if you watch that, you will get that complete clarity in thinkers. All the theories we are connecting, everywhere we are connecting. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
Then any doubts here in this question? I think there is no. I think you got very good mark in this, right? No. What is the problem? Yeah, the religion, the difference.
I think I got 8 marks.
Yeah, the difference. Why you get less mark here is because of this thing. I have written here. You understood this? See, what is the main difference? Main difference between the concepts is what Weber says is the religion created capitalism. The Protestant ethic is the reason for capitalism. But what Marx says, it is the economic infrastructure which created religion. The capitalism created religion.
So this whole concept was missing in my sources, which I referred, because I never have not read anything that Weber said about capitalism. So for me, I linked Weber's capitalism with bureaucracy and Protestant.
No way connected. That's not the concept. See, what Marx says, economic infrastructure shapes superstructure, and which in turn help in the functioning of economic infrastructure, which you have written somewhere else. So you connect like that. Economic infrastructure creating superstructure, religion is part of superstructure, so economic infrastructure is creating the religion. And what is the function of religion? Religion is helping, because religion preach all these things. You suffer maximum in this world, you will get heaven in the next world. And religion is the hurt of hurtless world, soul of soulless condition, and opium of masses. It is just opiating masses according to Durkheim, according to Marx, right? So it is capitalism which created religion for Marx, but Weber says it is religion, Protestant ethic, which is the reason for establishment of capitalism. And that is the main thread here. From there only you need to develop your answer. So I have written here clearly, it shows your poor understanding of concepts. No way you will get marks.
This one,
Not only this one, you have problem with thinkers, you have visible problem with thinkers. Okay, this one is good, Karl Jaspers and everything you have written, but okay, let's see. Yeah, you need to write the criticisms here.
I missed that.
Criticism part you cannot miss, you cannot afford to miss it. Even if it is not asked, you need to write it. For example, Weber himself never used the concept of Verstehen. That itself, at least one single line you can say. Or you can say Weber proposed this method to ensure objectivity, but while comprehending there is a maximum possible subjectivity is possible. These are simple criticisms you can write. Okay? So here, okay, this is not I think this is good. This is okay, 60% is there. Yeah. You understood this, no need to...
No need, sir, but Hegelian dialect, so what I had in mind was, I only read this concept about Hegel, that dialectics and ideas are what change the society over time. and I somehow managed to link everything to Marx. I mean, is the structure okay, or should I go on?
See, what concept is the problem. What Hegel says is, let's suppose this is a society, present society. There will be dialectics. That means contradictions.
Yeah.
So when contradictions is there will be ideas. Ideas will change the problem and will enter into a different system.
Yes.
Like for example, now when we talk about, we have corona. So we have this mode of, what is the idea developed, this Zoom recording, Zoom classes, we are interacting, you are sitting, where are you from? Where are you from?
Vizag.
Yeah, you are from Vizag and I am sitting in Kerala and we are interacting. Why? Because of ideas, right? So there are dialectics. You cannot actually go to the teacher, you cannot attend the coaching classes. So you are in touch with me because of the Zoom classes, right? So that is the idea that Hegel referred to, and because of that a new types of system emerged. And now there also some problem can happen later, and then ideas will come that will solve, and like that it will move. That is for Hegel. But what Marx says is, ideas are part of what? Superstructure. Right?
Okay.
And superstructure is created by economic infrastructure. So economic infrastructure means it is material condition. So Marx says it is not your ideas, it is material condition, because ideas are changing because of material condition. It is because of capitalist system and capitalist society only even I am sitting and I am delivering my lecture to you. Otherwise, what is the point in that I am spending my time and all, right? It is a system, it is a material condition that matters. Okay, so that is a problem. Apart from that, it is fine. Whatever you have written is okay, but not... Okay, here any problem? Yeah, this you need to explain properly. You have to write in bullet points. So you can, the alienation from process of production, alienation from product. I didn't see this in the first instance. So you have to highlight. This is the most important part of this answer. So you have to highlight that in, bullet points. You have to write, centralize it, and you have to write in four different, completely you have to write. Alienation from process of production, alienation from product, alienation from fellow workers, alienation from self. Like that you need to write. Okay?
Okay, sir. Sir, for this answer particularly, is it better to write like this or do a box and write?
No, box and all is not
this itself is taking... So this is fine, right?
Yeah. Now solution for alienation, I have written here, change of mode of production for Marx. Within is the solution for Durkheim.
Okay, sir. That I like. Thank you.
Yeah. Use this word forces of production instead of factors of production, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is very good one.
Yeah, that was a direct question.
That's a direct one, so you got mark.
This question I had no content exposed. I think what you have explained is clear.
What was this question?
Explain the methodologies adopted by Durkheim.
Okay, yeah,
I think I needed to read the evolution perspective.
That's why you got, you have no content, so that's why less mark. So you can, if no content means you can talk about evolutionary perspective. This is purely evolutionary perspective. And indirect experiment, all these you can say here. Okay? Yeah, these words, these are the words used by Merton. You use these words. You can tell intended consequences, but these are the actual words: subjective predisposition and objective manifestation. And these unintended consequences can also be understood as societal functions. But here your concepts are wrong here. When you're talking about, latent, what is your understanding about manifest and latent? I think you think that manifest is functions and latent are dysfunctions.
No, sir. I think I understood it, but I think I wrote it wrong.
Yeah, you wrote it wrong. The question is about manifest and latent functions. So manifest functions you have written, and what you have written latent is dysfunctions. Here these are dysfunctions, no? Red tapeism, all these are dysfunction, no?
Yeah, I got it.
So, yeah, so this is actually manifest dysfunction. So manifest function, manifest dysfunction, and latent function, latent dysfunction. That's how you need to write. So here, what makes it clear is actually your concepts are wrong. What I understood is you don't know what is manifest and latent, because you are talking about functions in manifest and dysfunctions in latent. So what I am thinking, the examiner thinking that you are understanding that manifest means functions and latent means dysfunctions. No. Okay. So I have written here.
Got it.
Yeah, this is, I have written here, manifest can be two. I have given you examples also, you can go through that examples, okay?
Okay.
So we can move fast now. Any other doubts? So you see, you have written here in the previous also, if two questions are coming from same thinker, don't repeat the same introduction. So when you're saying he have taken functionalism to logical conclusion, that is fine in the first one. Now you can say he is the founder of neo-functionalism. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, these this you can explain further. You can read. See, you can write like you can expand the way you are writing. You need to write like slightly bigger. Then you can get more content. At least people will feel that you will be having more content. You have to touch somewhere here. Okay, write it big so that it will be legible. In one way, it is legible, and people will feel that there is content also.
Okay, sir.
Reference group is fine. Okay, there is nothing to explain there.
I missed the symbolic interactionism question, sir.
That I think you don't. That question you missed, and something else also you missed. So here you have to give the definition of social action according to Parson. After writing the definition only, you need to go for those conditions, right?
Yeah.
And this is good, but you need to explain this. This part is actually the main, this is the main area. You need to explain this. This comparison you made, this is actually correct, but you need to explain this part. This is what expected.
Okay, sir.
This is good. Yeah, here this is what I have told you. When you're writing about this comparison between division of labor of Marx and Durkheim, this part is what more important. You understood somehow, but this is what you need to develop. Marx says it leads to alienation. Durkheim says it is giving much required autonomy to individual to produce. So that means it gives creativity according to Durkheim. It hinders creativity according to Marx. Okay? So that is a contradiction, and you need to develop from that. That's actually the thread. And solution, you write change of mode of production, change in mode of production. Okay, social fact, this is okay. Yeah, Weber, you need to write a criticism. I've told you many places, the 10 marker question, no, even if you don't have the content, at least towards the end you will have content for criticizing. So at least 50 words you can get from criticism. So that should be there. You don't worry about the problem of content. Criticism can also be part of the answer. So 40-50 words you can use from criticism, and 100 words content you will anyway have.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so you can say Weber said social fact do not exist as pebbles in the beach, just like you can go and pick like things, right? So you can use all this criticism. See, the way your writing is good, handwriting is good, overall it is impressive, but the problem is conceptual clarity, Pawan.
Yes,
Problem.
I'll attend the lectures of those people.
Yeah, at least the thinkers lectures you complete. I have already uploaded few videos in YouTube, and rest of the videos I'll send you personally. I may not upload everything in YouTube, so I'll send you personally. Okay?
Okay. So I have a question regarding the course. So the lessons that you're taking, will I be able to watch them again later on if I want, or it's only through the meeting that I can attend those lectures?
See, it is live classes, and I have uploaded few classes, but I won't do that after Durkheim. I won't upload in YouTube. But I will provide you access through different platforms. There is a third-party application that I am hiring. So
okay.
Through that I can give you the access to all video lectures, and you can see. I think you just need thinkers only. Your weak areas thinker. You have worked out. I can see that you have worked really good in, at least in the first paper. I was actually very impressed the way you have written. But thinkers is so weak, and if you are weak in thinkers, you will go weak in everywhere else. Because in the coming chapters, it's all about thinkers, religion. I don't know how you have written the other test. Let me see how it went on. But it's all about thinkers, whether it is social change, whether it is religion or family, kinship chapter, politics, work in economic life. All these chapters are connected to thinkers. So
Okay, sir.
we will see that. And now you focus on this test anyway, and you focus on your prelims also. We will see after the prelims. And I will forward anyway the videos also, whatever is available now. Or I'll give you access to, whenever you want, I can give you access to that videos. Okay?
Yes, sir. I'll request it.
Yeah. Can we stop now?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye, sir.